Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, as you can tell from the audio, or the sound quality more or less, I've just acquired myself a brand new microphone. It's one that a lot of you guys might be already familiar with. It's the ever so popular, world famous Blue Yeti, the one that will be replacing my Blue Snowball, which I've used for 4 years now. I don't know if you can really hear the differences when listening to the comparisons to the Snowball and the Yeti, which I got right here. The Snowball has a slightly better quality, but there's humming noises, static, occasional popping that happens, loose wires and so forth. And the microphone easily disconnects when I use Audacity to record my audio. I've had some problems with the Snowball lately. Thankfully, I managed to pick up the Yeti, although not like the Snowball in quality, but you're not going to hear any static, you're not going to hear any popping noises or random disconnects when I use, longer recording sessions like this. So let me know what y'all think. Which one sounds better, the Blue Snowball or the Blue Yeti, which is what I have right here. All my other videos use the Blue Snowball, obviously, so let me know what y'all think sounds better. Anyways, right back on topic. We're already a week within the Trump administration. It seems like President Donald Trump has already been at work with what he was planning on doing. He pardoned Ross Ulbricht, huge win for the crypto community, got too harsh of a punishment for literally just running a website. All we really need to wait on next is Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, and Kim.com. But so far this week, it's been pretty slow. Really slow week in terms of news. Really, all what's going on are the confirmation hearings, but, talking about them each and every single time would get really old and really boring pretty easily. Pete Hegseth is finally our Secretary of Defense, meaning that he will officially be leading the Pentagon. That was one of the more controversial picks because he got the Kavanaugh treatment, and as a result, 3 Republicans voted against it, leading to J.D. Vance to break the tie and ultimately confirm Hegseth in his new position. So now the only real questionable ones remaining are RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, but it looks like a few Democrats might be able to confirm them both. Bernie Sanders sounds like he might be a yes on one or the other, perhaps maybe even both. Maybe a John Fetterman would also be a yes too. But, either way, it's a very slow news week. Trump has been president for at least a week now, and it seems like he's already getting to work, and to be fair, has done way more in 1 week than what Biden has done in a full year. So Trump has been getting to work, one of which being towards the argument of immigration and mass deportations, something that I didn't even expect to be a day one thing because I've suggested that this would take a lot of planning to do so, but so far, it seems to be going fairly smoothly from what I've heard. Now, just to be clear, not all immigrants are being deported. I know there's a lot of fear going around and a lot of confusion about what does this mean if you're an immigrant. If you are here legally, you've got nothing to worry about. You came here legally, you got nothing to hide, you're minding your own business, so you should be perfectly fine. ICE is not going to go out and kick down your door and throw you into Guantanamo Bay. That's not gonna happen. So ICE has already begun their raids since last week. They've already been going on since Trump took office. By the time I'm recording this video, it's probably already several thousands of people that have been rounded up in the span of 10 days. I got a link in the description, archived of course, and we're gonna be reacting to a video which highlights some of these raids that are going on at the moment to get an idea of what's really going on with these raids because a lot of people are confused and are concerned. Again, if you are here legally, you've got nothing to worry about. The ones who are targeted in these raids are the criminals. The predators, the murderers, and the gang members. Those are the ones that are being targeted. Point being, the people that are being deported in these raids are the criminals and the felons. We're going to be getting reports that a lot of these people that are being rounded up were actually criminals, and not criminals in the sense of entering into the country illegally, but, they committed something egregious. They're part of a gang, or they killed someone, or they're sex trafficking. That's what the article that I've linked below is talking about. The other thing that I'm also going to showcase is this video that we're going to be reacting to together, which I actually find a little bit hilarious, especially looking at the beginning of it. This comes from Fox News, and it actually went pretty viral, especially the beginning moment of that segment. I've been seeing this clip of this one guy saying that he's not going to go back to Haiti. That moment especially went viral, and it also spawned a bunch of memes as a result too. This video was from last week, and it showcases and highlights what's going on with these raids. It also makes a pretty good representation on the major differences between Trump and Biden when it comes to immigration. I'll show this to you right there. It's just bizarre.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Alright, so what we got here is a Haitian illegal immigrant who happens to be a gang member with 17 criminal charges and convictions. I mean, you could just tell by the way he's acting, he is pissed off. This is actually where the whole "I'm not going back to Haiti" thing came from. And to be fair, I can watch this shit all day, dude, because it is just so hilarious. The way he's even saying it is hilarious too, and just by the way he is acting, it just cracks me up. I mean, just by watching it, it just looks so ridiculous. Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything he did for me, bro. Dude, you were literally accused and convicted of 17 different crimes. What have either of them done for you here? If you were a legal citizen, you would have been in prison for all of those crimes you committed. So what the fuck is even the difference? Obama at least enforced immigration laws. I mean, the visualization that shows the difference between actually enforcing immigration laws and not enforcing them at all, it's seen right here.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Señor, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges.
So, as we saw right there, there are much more people that have been detained. We see that there's this one guy from Brazil that has an Interpol red notice. Interpol is basically the UN's global police force. It's like an international police. That's what it's short for. And they also have different levels of notices that are color-coded. Blue notice means that someone is a person of interest. Supposedly, they were involved with a crime they committed. Green notice is like a warning that something might happen or that this person poses a threat. Red notice means there's a dangerous criminal on the loose that is a huge threat and needs to be dealt with immediately. This individual that we saw right there had a red notice, meaning that he is a violent felon wanted for a crime, or perhaps even multiple crimes, and he poses a serious threat. There's also a guy from El Salvador, an MS-13 member from Guatemala, and notice that you'll see that they're from all over the place, right? It's not just Mexicans. I mean, most of these people are not even from Mexico or anywhere from Latin America. It's just that, with the Biden administration, his border crisis, it got so bad and things got so out of hand that people from all over the world realized how wide open the border was and how there was literally no security, and so they started swarming towards it. And that's the whole entire thing, right? It's like we tried saying, like, it's not even like Mexicans or Latinos as the illegals. It's all different types of people that came over from all different parts of the world, from different continents. A lot of people from Africa, Asia, the Middle East, even Europe. So these people are coming from literally all over the place, as we can clearly see right here.
ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, This man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released by a sanctuary jurisdiction, not honoring a detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States. So he's going to go today too.
So they're getting multiple people here, but you know, this is something that a lot of people wanted to see. This is something we wanted for sure. And this is just, I mean, it's just pure common sense to get rid of the crime in the nation. That is something that virtually everybody can agree on. And even independents agree with it. Republicans obviously agree with it. It's like 80 to 90% of Republicans. With independents, that figure is between 75 to 80% that agree with it. Now, clearly with these types of people, I mean, these are like 90% to almost near unanimous when dealing with the criminals. People on the left, meanwhile, think that even the criminals should stay and everyone else should stay, abolishing ICE because we are horrible, racist people, we're Nazis, and if we support deportations and support securing the border, that means you hate people of different backgrounds, supposedly. That's what they think, but most of us are like, no, these people need to leave. We cannot have this kind of situation happening to us. I mentioned this in my video about Trump becoming president. This is why he won. One of his big talking points was trying to clamp down on illegal immigration, and that was a popular talking point amongst the undecided voter. The previous administration had a rock-bottom approval rating when it comes to the border and immigration, including with some Democrats, and people just simply had enough. Most people want immigration reform, and they didn't like the current situation that was going on in the southern border. There's even a moment where Obama said, hey, we need to be more tough on illegal immigration, and this was during, I believe, his 2008 campaign, and Clinton even said the same thing around the same time when she was running for president.
This is not going to be a free ride. It's not going to be some instant amnesty. What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. But after you've done these things over a certain period of time, you can earn your citizenship. So that it's not something that is guaranteed or automatic. You've got to earn it, but over time, you give people an opportunity. Now, it only works, though, if you do all the pieces. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration, but they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it. So we've got to deal with that at the same time as we deal in a humane fashion with folks who have put down roots here, have become our neighbors, have become our friends. They may have children who are U.S. citizens. That's the kind of comprehensive approach that we have to take. All right?
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before.
So it's not like this is an unpopular opinion to deport anyone. I mean, this is something the average American supports. Nobody wants illegal immigration. What was said in that clip is something that almost all Americans can agree with. I mean, this is an actual administration that is going to enforce the law, and you're already seeing it day one and in the first week of the administration. I mean, with this Trump administration so far, they came in and people are saying, well, there's all these criminals everywhere. They're being seen in plain sight, and the previous administration didn't do anything about it. That's even with the previous administration saying, oh, you know, we're going to be tough on the border and all these other things. This administration's already taking care of the criminals day one.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has warned would happen.
When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that are in the United States illegally. They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
ICE Boston says they will continue to go into sanctuary jurisdictions and do their job.
Today was a good day. Today we took several significant public safety threats out of our communities. Unfortunately, a lot were released by sanctuary policies, but we're here to tell the Commonwealth and the rest of the country that we're going to find them whether they're released or not.
Criminally or simply just being here illegally, you know, that's a crime in and of itself, being here illegally. So that's the big thing with this administration. And, you know, that's the whole thing that we're trying to say. It's like what I said in the start of this video. You're going to get a report from officials that a lot of these people were known to be criminal. And not just criminal in the sense of simply entering the country illegally. Because again, that's not where or what they were focusing on. And that's a good thing. I'll talk about that separately. But at some point, you're going to eventually find that most of these people were actually criminal and or wanted for crime, and that the Biden administration knew about these crimes going on and simply didn't do anything about them. We've got people trafficking little kids. We've got people selling drugs, people that have killed, people that have raped, people that have done all sorts of disgusting and horrific crimes. The Haitian illegal that has 17 different criminal charges, the Interpol Red Notice. This is the other part of why I agree with the current raids. There's been surveys where it's just like whether they're criminal or whether, and obviously they've technically committed a crime by simply being here illegally and crossing the border illegally, but you know what I'm saying, like the high-level felons and stuff like that. These people are obviously dangerous and should go, and that's got like independent support, by the way, of like 70%, not even, like maybe like 80%, but definitely 70% at the lowest. Trump has very shrewdly decided to pass on properly and then prioritize people who have committed other crimes while in the country, and then it goes down from there. So the first group of people that you want to deport and go after are people that are doing felonious and violent things, gang members and whatnot. That's tier 1. Secondly, you look at people who are petty criminals or you know, in some way, and then you go on from there. That is the wisest thing to do. And it's also the more humane way to deal with the situation, at least without impeding anybody's human rights. So let's just say that somebody has come into the country as a 3-year-old, unaccompanied, and now they're putting themselves through college or something like that. They're not committing any crimes, and they're just minding their own business. These are what you would call dreamers. You know, they were a toddler when they came into the country illegally. Would I prioritize their deportation over the mass murderer over there? Most certainly not. In some cases, the people that are being deported are already in the prison system. We were already taking care of them. Some were never even arrested to begin with, but they had a lengthy criminal record. So this is pretty much what we wanted, and more than likely what we expected to see happen. And it's just like these people coming into power and they're like, hey, wait, there's all these just illegals with like felon charges all over the place in these big cities. Some of them are even in our prison systems. I mean, we go to like these apartments, there's like 5 different illegal people who are all convicted criminals. Some of them are gang members, and the Biden administration didn't do anything about it. And they also tried to like, you know, rub it in and be like, oh, now we care about the border. You know, we had this border bill that sent like, I don't know, $70 billion in aid to other nations, as well as also giving like, you know, amnesty and so forth. And pretty much that's what it was going to be. Like, you know, under that border bill, none of this was going to happen under the border bill whatsoever. Their border bill was going to be like, oh my God, it's like this big thing, you know, we care about security too, you know, it's bipartisan. That's not the same as what we're seeing right now. This is pretty much what we're talking about when it comes to the enforcement. So yeah, guys, either way, I mean, if this is not a better visualization, you've got an illegal Haitian gang member who shouldn't be here, 17 criminal charges, he's saying Biden forever, thank Obama for everything he did. He doesn't want to go back to Haiti. You also have a Brazilian guy who has an Interpol red notice, and you also have the MS-13 gang member. You know, these are criminals that need to be deported, that should have all been deported long ago. There's just no excuse for it, not deporting them, let alone arresting them and putting them in jail. I mean, Interpol red notice, that doesn't tell you anything. Like, that's not a warning sign of some sort. 17 different criminal charges. And he's thanking Obama for some reason, although Obama was, you know, a tad bit harder on immigration than even Biden was. You know, it was a little bit different between Biden and Obama in terms of border policy. Under Obama, his border policies were pretty strict when you really think about it. The crossings were definitely not out of control like they were under Biden. I mean, what we just reacted to is pretty much what I can see as a decent visualization of the differences between the two administrations. You know, these are people that virtually most, if not every American would agree need to be deported. You know, we got an MS-13 member, we got another guy with an Interpol red notice, the Haitian gang member who praises Biden, likes Obama, convicted of 17 different crimes. He says fuck Trump, although might as well be considered a good thing that he's saying that, because he should not be in the country. Dude's literally been convicted of nearly 20 crimes. You'd be locked up in jail if you were a citizen. Should be deported, and so he is getting deported. So again, one last time, they're not going after the little kids and putting them in cages just because they arrived unaccompanied. ICE is not going to put anybody in cages or concentration camps like some people are talking about. They're going after the mass killers and the criminals that are causing all the problems, so keep that in mind. So now it's time for me to pass the conversation right down to you. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a good thing that these criminals are being taken off the streets? Do you think that this is an abuse of human rights? Should we have some semblance of immigration reform as well? What should be done differently, and what should have been done to deal with what's been going on? How do you think the approach should be? Do you think it's too harsh? Do you think not enough has been done? Or do you think we're in Goldilocks territory and this is just right? Again, as always, love to hear all your thoughts and opinions about this, so let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button down below, and if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the little notification bell. Be sure to follow me on all my social medias, links are in the description below. Share this video around with your friends, families, boyfriends, girlfriends, enemies, whomever. Definitely helps me out a lot, helps the video grow, and helps grow the channel if you were to share this video around with whomever you know. So yeah, looks like we got ourselves our first wave of the crackdown on illegal immigration. I know some people are going to have mixed feelings on that, so again, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Love to hear all your takes about it. So again, like I said, let me know what you guys think down below. And as always, like, subscribe, ring notifications, and until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, talk soon, you're awesome.